Where should I start? So, I get it. All I can do is shake my head. Today, I was read my rights, right? I was like, literally read my rights. I mean, not literally, but figuratively. Not by a court of law. Basically, my husband was saying to me that he feels as though I'm not doing enough to really grow and build my YouTube channel. And I'm like, but I am, right? So I'm saying to myself, like, I am. And maybe he's right. Don't tell him I said it. But I just have had so many things on my mind, and I've been dealing with a lot at the same time. And I'm working on balancing it out. I'm getting better. And I'm just taking my time to kind of ease my way into this. This isn't what this video is about. I'm just doing a random video just because I'm sitting here taking a minute, digesting the rights that were read to me, and just thinking how to move forward. And I'm doing that thing again. My brother's like, listen, stop making these YouTube videos where your eyes are going all over the place. Like, talk to the people, Nzinga. Talk to the people. So, let me focus and just conversate, because that's just what this is. I'm just getting some things off my chest. If you like this video, you like it. If you don't like it, it's okay. It's more for me. But I'm basically transitioning, right? I have my YouTube channel. I enjoy you guys. I am enjoying the journey. Granted, every journey has its hiccups. Some parts may not be as enjoyable as others. You make new discoveries, right? You evolve every day. But I'm doing my best to remain healthy and happy and optimistic and driven to reach that goal of mine. And throughout all of it, I decided, okay, I'm going to start a business. Ooh, I got a little more shade. I'm going to start a business. So I did. And the business aspect of building YouTube is more challenging than people like really talk about. Like, it's like, yeah, you can do YouTube. Yeah. Not saying I just did YouTube to be like, yeah, I can do YouTube. For me, I can get a message across. I can reach a lot more people. It's a plus if, like, my YouTube really blows up and I'm making millions of dollars from YouTube and other things, right? It's definitely a plus. That's not the reality now, but we're working towards that, right? But I want to make sure that what I'm providing to the people is just as good. I want to provide quality. And so I'm working on the business side of it. And I'm hearing like, Nzinga, you're thinking too much. Stop trying to make everything perfect. Just get out there. Post this, post that. Do it every day. Just be consistent, basically, right? And I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. Like, that sounds good. And then the reality of everything else is playing in the background, right? We all have our background noise. Those background thoughts, it's like, girl, what you doing? Like, let's be real. So that's where I'm at right now. Like, I'm working on me while working on my business. Even though me and my business is one and the same at the same time, they're two different entities. And it's a new world for me. And as I learn, I will share more things. Like something I just discovered, right? Because I thought I had to get like my state ID number, but I learned that technically, like, you don't quote me on this now. You check for your state, and you call your Department of Revenue. But based on what I called in to ask about, they were like, hey, well, you don't need to get your state, you don't need a state ID number. It's just like, are you selling physical products? And I'm like, well, no, I'm working to establish my business. I'm just looking to make sure I do everything right. I am basically selling a service. Like, I'm working towards being able to sell services, right? So they're like, well, no, you don't need it. However, some establishment might require you to obtain one, and then they went over the different steps you would have to take in following your reports, because in that situation it would be like it's monthly. Every month you have to report whatever your earnings were for the products that you sold. And if it's like it's more of an abstract type of thing, then you would report that. But when it gets to the part where it's like it's a product, then you would be like, no, because it's not a product, but that's your earnings. So you would still report your earnings if you like get your state ID number, or if you're required to get your state ID number. However, I didn't get to rambling, but I thought that was interesting. I was like, oh, cool. And then like I got some helpful like tips through that conversation to reach out to some other establishments to get more information and doing what I need to do to grow my business. So I am excited about that. I did that thing again. Don't 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 get at me. But it's interesting. So now I'm working on this thing, right? I said to myself that I'm gonna see how best I can like post a video every day, even though I want to like really develop my craft and make my workouts and do those things, right? To build those routines, to share little tidbits and different things like that. I have to, that takes some time, right? Like I gotta go through my different books and gather my different information, do some little checks myself. Whatever I share is just informational. It's at your discretion, you know. You do what you will with it. You always consult with your professional if that's something that you want to attempt to do. So it's just like, okay, I'm going to, again, looking into thin air, thinking out loud. That's like at a time when you have to really just scratch your head. Like, it was brought to my attention that I do that. And there I was, in this very moment, doing it again. So, but anyway, where was I? I'm really just seeing how best I can master this. Ooh, I don't know what that was, but I'll have to see what it was later. A bug just flew and hit me in the head like, hey, you're in my way. Flying by. But it was just like, okay, this is interesting. I'm going to do this. It is challenging. I mean, building a business is not easy. And it seems like it takes, even though, yes, there are businesses you can start that literally take no money, but all businesses take some money. It doesn't matter what type of business you start. All businesses take some money, and you need to do your due diligence. And they say, cross your I's and dot your T's, or cross your T's and dot your I's. You get twisted in it because it is sometimes a lot of information to go over. And that's with anything you do, right? Anything that you do that is new or that is worth doing, is going to take some work and initiative, and it's going to make you feel like, granted, even though it could be the greatest thing ever created, it could be, that eye opener that the world really needed. It'll take work. It's going to take effort. And it's going to have times when you feel like, oh my God. So yeah, that's what's happening. I'm like, this is interesting. I'm learning a lot of different things, and I'm seeing how best I can incorporate it. And then I was feeling like, okay, I set up all of these different things, but I didn't get to really finish or do the polish and finish, right? So I said, okay, I'm going to make sure that, okay, this day I'm going to do this, finish this. Now I'm going to do that, finish that. Granted, whatever I can't finish that's out of my control, I just got to pick up on it the next day. And that's where I'm at. Like, just seeing how best I can pick up on it and be consistent. But I was like, you know what? I need to get in the swing to get back onto social media and make sure that I can, like, reach out. Like, I can't literally reach out and touch you guys, right? But I could, like, send this video and be like, okay, watch me. It's just one of those things that you got something great you're working to build, and life's, as a mom say, life throws you lemons, right? And then you gotta make lemon meringue pie, you gotta make lemon juice, you gotta make, like, she literally has like a whole thing. Like, they say life gives you lemons, make lemonade. No, she goes, life gives you lemons, everything. You gonna make everything sweet out of lemons, right? Everything sweet out of lemons. And it's pretty cool. Like, I like that saying. I can't say how she says it because, like, it's her thing. And she's good at saying it. But it just means that sometimes through the bitter, you can find the sweet. And rather than focusing on the bitter, you gotta really focus on really mastering or curating, creating that bliss or that beauty out of whatever that bitter situation is. And not saying creating a business is bitter, but it can have its bitter moments or frustrating moments, but you know the sweet spots that will come, and you know the good that it can bring. So you need to focus on that. And that's where I'm at. I'm like, okay, all these other things are happening, and it's just, to me, it feels like it's just happening to distract me from what I'm doing, what I'm working towards, in the direction that I'm going. And I guess I needed that reminder of being read my rights and other tidbits that other people have been giving me. Like, hey, I had a friend say to me, all right, yeah, you busy working on building your business and learning the back end of things and stuff like that, but you can still do your posts, when you having your Zen moments, or when you just, like, taking a breather from that, you can, like, just get out there, I had, like, my brother basically was even telling me, hey, all right, you write your positive notes, other people could benefit from that, so you need to share some of that with the world, so that, you never know whose life you could change. You're doing this anyway. Take some time when you're reading it, read it to the world, So different little tidbits that were shared with me that I'm like, okay, I can take that into consideration. I see that I might be making this a little harder than I think. It's always, even though everything has its challenges, but sometimes the weight is really weighing you down in your mind and mentally turns into like a physical weigh down where you're really feeling like you're feeling the weight of the world. And that could be, that could have to do with your other lively obligations or other like things you would have never considered to have happened to you, or situations that occur that you would never think of in a million years, that just throw you for a loop and you're like, this can't be real. This can't be real, right? We all have situations like that sometimes. So I'm kind of just out here like, I have a lot of phone calls to make, got a lot of things to do, a lot of things to, plant the seeds. I gotta plant the seeds. And I'm just like, all right, Nzinga, let's take a minute. Let's talk with the world. See who might be feeling like you feeling right now. Or who might want to share some helpful tips like, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. But honestly, I'm just here doing my best to keep living and enjoy the life I have through it all. That's where I'm at. And I'm excited for what I'm building. I really am. Now, I'm just going to a moment of silence. Because, I know my business is about to take off. I am really excited, though, about it. I'm excited for what I'm learning. Granted, yeah, I would want the income to really start, pouring in, overnight. But it's a process. I know it's a process. And I just want to make sure that every day I put my best foot forward and I really do what I need to do to apply myself and make sure that I'm properly marketing myself and my business and reaching out to as many people as I can with good vibes and good energy, and reminding everybody that life is meant to be lived. It just is. You have to live your life and enjoy it. You have to make time to see the value in those little moments. I always say that, moments or things you'll never get back, right? Money will always be made. You can always make money some way, somehow. It can be challenging to figure out which ways you want to move about to make money, or how you're going to figure out how to make money and different things of that nature, right? But time and those precious moments, you'll never get back. So I see how best I can make sure that I do what I can to enjoy and be a part of those precious moments, to really be alive in the moment, because sometimes, with life and its hardships or troubles, we get weighed down and we find ourselves not really being able to enjoy that precious moment, because whatever news we got or whatever situation is happening, we kind of oh my God, nothing else matters. The world is over. But it's not the case. Things can be hard. Times can be hard. Balls can be dropped on you that just feel like they explode, right? But I always say, as long as you have life, you have an opportunity. You just have to figure out how you want to move forward from that. Because the damage is done, or now it's there. So how are you going to cope with it to be able to properly move forward and allow yourself to continue to heal? How are you going to heal from there, or how are you going to evolve from that? But that's for you to figure out. And if you prefer, you can seek counsel with a legal therapist or any of these individuals that, the government deemed qualified to assist you in guiding you through that process, right? You can do that, and there's nothing wrong with that. Wherever you feel as though you can get help, you should seek it if you feel as though you need help, But sometimes or most of the time, it starts with you. The world can want to help you, and it doesn't make a difference if you don't want to help yourself. So, yeah, that's basically what's happening. So for the rest of this time, we're just going to sit in silence and do. Yeah, I definitely need to do my hair on a different note. But I was like, is it growing? And I just wasn't sure. But I'm hearing from other sources that are around me. They're like, yeah, your hair is growing. It's coming in nice. And I'm like, ooh, I'm excited. Because my hair has been, yeah, I know I just did it, like a total 360, right? But my hair has been like, ever since I went to this place and let's go do my hair, and it got messed up, and I was just like, oh my God, is it ever going to start growing? So it was like not retaining length. It just was at the same length, like stagnant. Like, I'm not going to get any longer than this. And I was like, no, I need you. So I'm excited that it seems like it's starting to grow now, and retaining length and keeping moisture and all of those good grand things. And like, I really miss doing my twist outs, so I'm excited to maybe start doing my twist outs back again, and also just experiment, and not like no crazy stuff, but like, normally I always have my hair in twists. I used to like cornrow my hair all types of ways. So this time I was like, okay, I'm going to do cornrows in the front and twists in the back. So I basically like just have like cornrows in the front, and then like twists in the back that are just braided down in like 2 braids. I know it probably looks weird like this, but I was just like, okay, this could work. So that's what I did. And yeah, I don't really know what else I want to talk about. I still got like 7 minutes before I'm going to go in and do some things that I need to do. So it's just like, okay, let's just see what we can talk about. But what's been happening in the world of your world? Like, what's been happening out there in the world? The world of your world. Someone used to say to me, it's your world. It's your world, Z. We're just living in it. So, I have my world, and you all have your world. It's not really one and the same. We might be in the same universe, but what's happening in our individual worlds are totally different. Totally different. So I was told that I have to get natural. Like, I need to get natural, be comfortable in the camera, right? And this is a part of the process. Not to really have a routine, not to be talking about this, talking about that. Just you, me, or me, the camera, and the world once it goes viral. They say you gotta believe it to achieve it. But no, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited, and I'm looking forward to doing amazing things. My brother always says, when one of us come up, when one of us make it, we all make it, right? So we're in a race to see who can make it first. So that way we change the dynamic for like the world, right? Or first, how it goes, you change the dynamic in your immediate circle, and then it kind of just festers out like a wildfire that you really get to help and reach so many people because you got so good at it with that little circle before it grew. And that's how I feel. Like, I always used to say that I'm just a pebble looking to make a ripple, right? Throw me in that, but I get to make the skits. I've never been good at doing that, but so I throw it, it might jump once and then fall. But I know people that were like really good at it and could jump on the water. Next thing you know, it's just like this big ripple before it goes down. I always thought that was cool. I found that to be fascinating. I know I just rambled for a little bit, but it's YouTube. I mean, I've seen crazier things. Not that that was crazy or anything. And to each his own. I don't have nothing against anyone and how they choose to curate their content, as long as it's not really harming anyone, you know. It's your preference. So, how do I say? NVIDIA. No, that's not a thing. It doesn't. Okay, so like both of my sisters can do the thing where they raise one eyebrow. Like, it's so cool. Whenever I attempt to just go like this. I was making sure that wasn't a bumblebee. But, alright folks, this is it. I'm gonna go make my way. It has been fun. It's always a pleasure. And remember, you have the power. Also, stay, how do I say it? Stay healthy. Stay mentally and physically fit. 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 Ooh. All right, now I'm officially out of this piece. I got to have my little break and joyful moment, and it's always a pleasure. Till next time.